Hello, my loyal subjects. Heather Blossom here, and welcome to my very first character spotlight. What's a character spotlight, Your Highness? Well, I'll tell you, My Little Pony. A character spotlight is when I take a character from My Little Pony, or perhaps any show I feel like, and put them as the focus of a video, going over their many or lack of any traits and features, as well as analyze their personalities and appearances. I know. I'm such an original and genius figure. Totally wasn't inspired by anyone else's work. Anyway, for my first character spotlight, I decided to bring a very special Griffin center stage. Ladies and gentlecolts, please give a warm, welcoming round of applause to Gilda! Hey! That's no way to treat an honored guest. Just because she's proven to be a rude and totally obnoxious bully doesn't mean you can forget your manners. What I mean to say is, Gilda was possibly the most memorable side character of Season 1. Although, that may be for more superficial reasons. When Griffin the Brush-Off aired, Gilda was one of the first non-pony characters in My Little Pony's canon universe. Before her, the only speaking characters that weren't ponies were Spike, a couple of cows, and Steve Magnet. Even after her debut episode, Gilda's toughest competition for memorability was a rhyming zebra. Other than that, who's going to try and take the title? Crybaby Dragon or the Three Stooges? Still, Gilda had other features that made her stick out, despite her stiff competition. For one, her design was incredibly striking, to say the least. Sure, Zecora strayed from the norm, but not far enough. She still utilized one of the standard pony models with a few alterations. Gilda's build had to be specially designed, and as the first representation of the Griffin species, she made a great impression. Appearance-wise, anyway. Since her debut, there has been other Griffins in the MLP series, but only one of which had a leading role. The other three were kinda just there to look cool. Though I think we can agree that Gustav was overall pretty underwhelming. He did introduce a new model for Griffins, but let's face it, all we really wanted was his eclairs, or at least a slice of that freaking cake!
I don't mind if I do.
What the crud, Pinky? That was supposed to be for everyone! Ugh! Well, it would seem that even with all our possible contenders, Gilda still holds the award for most memorable Griffin throughout the entire series. So far. Even with all these other Griffins, Gilda stands as the most unique and fleshed out. My friend the Burning Donut actually described her appearance as being a sort of mix between punk rock and emo styles, or just pretty darn edgy in general. And if you notice, her appearance has usually been accompanied by a heavy metal riff in the background. She also has a few little habits, like flipping her feather bangs out of her face and letting her eyes dart from side to side like she's on the attack, that are an interesting note. And now I will finally address the elephant in the room, Gilda's episode. Her debut episode did its worst to make her out to be a bully. And maybe something worse. She hogged Rainbow Dash, stole produce, and made Fluttershy cry. Half the fandom still hasn't forgiven her for that. And not too many less have found this episode all that enjoyable. In fact, not even I do. It's why I'm not reviewing it and doing this instead. One thing more open-minded fans argue is that Gilda seems to genuinely value Rainbow Dash's friendship. And they support that with how she tries to impress and stay calm around her even when it seems to be incredibly taxing. They also note how, even in the end, when she storms out, she suggests that she would still be open to a friendship with Dash as soon as she was cool again. A while back, I think Dr. Wolf presented the idea that Gilda may be more sensitive and introverted than she leads on, and of course, writers and artists have run with that, depicting her as someone lonely and disconnected. There are a good few redemption fanfictions where she just apologizes, or after that whole debacle, she's alone, loses her job, then becomes homeless and has to atone or something. In the end, I can say with confidence that Gilda was one radical-looking Griffin we'll all remember, whether you'd like to or not. I'm Heather Blossom, and who wants some more interspecies contact?
Different species react differently to stress. Sexual activity normal as stress release. Still, recommend caution.
Not like that!